it's Ashley with YNAB, and if there are two things I love, they are budgets and planners. I think I've had a paper planner for over a decade at this point. And even though I do a lot of things online, of course, with YNAB, Notion, Google Calendar, other apps, I think I'll always have a paper planner. There's just something about how my brain works with pen and paper. I love planners so much, I actually subscribe to a planner box that I get once a month. The company is called Cloth and Paper. They're a small business located here in Virginia, down in Richmond, Virginia. The box comes once a month. I always look forward to it. And the last box was finance related. They included this entire planner with different inserts, stickers, and dashboards. While some of these inserts I won't use just because I use YNAB to write my budget, so I'll pass these along. But I love when anybody talks about finances, but when a company does it and not only talking about finances, but making it really cute, I think that is awesome. So I wanted to quickly flip through this budget planner as well as pull out my own personal planner to give you some ideas for how you can use a planner to help manage your money better. This section is my favorite, the gratitude section. So a place to write down one thing every single day you're grateful for. And then a place to reflect monthly with your priorities, your word of the month, if you're tracking any debts, no spend days, and then a savings challenge. And in the back, there's even a place to track your investment. So again, this really got me thinking and it got me excited. So I'm gonna pull out my own personal planner and run through a few ideas for you. Here's my planner. I'm using a disc-bound system. My discs are from Levenger. I have some Rifle Paper Company stickers, and pretty much everything else is cloth and paper. But if you are curious about anything, you can always leave me a comment and I'll respond to you. So I'll just start by flipping through. My first section is my schedule. So in here I have monthly views. I don't really use this for work. I feel like especially working remotely, appointments and meetings change so often, so it doesn't really make sense for me to keep them anywhere else other than Google Calendar. But for personal things like seeing a movie, going to the dentist, getting my hair cut, I like to keep all of that here. I also write down some goals in the left-hand side. If you were gonna use this view to help manage your money, there's a couple things you could do. I think you could mark down paydays, and that's one of the funny things about YNAB. Pre-YNAB, paydays were huge because you thought, ooh, I have money again. Now when I say, oh, Jeremy gets paid on the 10th, that means I'm gonna have more money to budget, so more dollars to give jobs to. If you saw one of my last videos, which was all about getting your partner on board with budgeting, I mentioned budgeting dates, and I think those should go on the calendar so that you could really plan them and make them as fun as possible. One of my favorite personal finance Instagram accounts to follow is phoandfinance. She does such a great job. I always feel very inspired after I watch her stories or read any of her content. She does a lot of no spend challenges where you're trying to go through the month as many days as possible where you're only buying necessities. You're not spending money on any wants. So you could use this calendar to mark off any successful no spend days. My next section is list. I love lists. I could write a list every single day. I do subscribe to the David Allen Getting Things Done method. So I have my inbox, work projects, personal projects, next action list. But another list I keep is of all the birthdays. In my family, I feel like everyone has a February birthday, so it's like Christmas all over again. So I'm making sure that I'm organized so that I'm saving up for these birthdays so that there's no stress. I can just have fun shopping for everybody. I have a tab for projects, which is mostly notes for videos, and then I do have a finance one. First up in finance, I have some goals. Some of these are easier to accomplish than others. So things like an emergency fund, 6 months of expenses in a high yield savings account, roll over my old 401k and contribute the yearly max to my 401k. Some smaller things like don't eat out for a month, and then a big one, pay off our mortgage. I wrote myself a note. 20, I think that means 20. Clearly I was writing this quickly, but on the blog there is a blog post of 20 resolutions. Let me just fix that or it will bother me. 20 resolutions, money resolutions for the new year. So if you want to write out some financial goals for yourself and you're looking for any inspiration, I'll put a link to that blog post in the description box. In this section, I also have my wish list, and I'm working on a cutting your spending video. And this is by far, I feel like, the thing that has made the biggest impact on my spending. And that's putting a little bit of space in between the desire for something and actually buying it. So I tell myself, if you really want it, you have to write it on the wish list and at least let a couple days go by and then make sure that you still want it. So it works by helping me with impulse purchases, and it also helps me with bigger purchases so that I can start saving up for them. I'll go over this in more detail in that spending video, but I have sections for photography, for home, different gifts so I can remind myself throughout the year, and then when somebody's birthday or Christmas comes up, I have an idea for their gift, and then I have books, mostly books, a lot of books, and also beauty things. My big focus so far this year, just a couple weeks into the year, is habit building. I have a video about the habits I'm working on. I'm reading Atomic Habits, and I'm also tracking my habits. I'm using an app, but I wanted to show you that a paper planner is the perfect spot to habit track. Whether you're using a bullet journal or you have just a blank piece of journaling paper or you have an actual insert for habit tracking. It's been really motivating to me, and I'm about a third of the way through Atomic Habits, and the book definitely lives up to the hype. It has been awesome so far. Okay, so let me make sure I covered everything I wanted to. Goals, habit tracker, gratitude. Oh, let me grab my computer really quick. One of my teammates at YNAB, Janelle, shared this website the other day called debtfreecharts.com, and it is so cool, and most of them are free, and you could print these out if you are working on paying down any debts, or there's savings ones, and I think that this would be such a cool thing to print out and to keep in your planner. Then the wish list, budget date, no spend days, okay, birthdays, gifts, and then meal plan. Right now, I'm still using AnyList as my meal planner, but in the past, I have written down on certain days, I actually use little sticky tabs so that I could move them around. Like if I decided I wasn't in the mood for a certain dinner, so I could move dinners around in my planner, and that worked really well. And I feel like food is always a place that I could save a little bit of money. So if you're a paper planner person, bullet journal person, I hope this gave you some ideas for managing your money better in your planner. And if you have any questions for me, leave those in a comment down below and I'll get back to you. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon.